Hi and welcome to Hard Ass Reviews. It's been a while, but now I'm back. My last video was The Force Awakens, which was last December. Now it is May. I've been away for a while because we've been trying to set up our own business, which is to do with multimedia, selling tablets and helping blind and partially sighted people to learn about, helping them to develop their usage of speech technology like VoiceOver on iOS devices or TalkBack on Android devices. Anyway, welcome again. My name's Jeff Cummings and I've seen a few films since we were last here. So I've seen The Force Awakens again. I think I've seen The Force Awakens twice, I think. And I've seen Superman vs. Batman. So today, let's do Superman vs. Batman. And just yesterday, we went to see the new Captain America Civil War. So first, let's do Superman vs. Batman. I've been waiting, everybody, I've always been a superhero fan ever since I was a kid, because my brother mainly used to buy the comics. So I'm fully aware of the Marvel and DC franchise. Excuse me. The DC and Marvel franchise, and like the Flash and Arrow and all the different characters. So when I heard that DC were finally going to start trying to keep up with Marvel and put out a movie, on a par with all the Marvel stuff that we've had for quite a few years now. I thought to myself, oh, nice one, and I'm a huge fan of Batman. Now, like most people, I was concerned about Ben Affleck as Batman, which, to be honest, I shouldn't have had any concerns at all, because I actually enjoyed him. I was one of the few who actually didn't have a problem with him as Daredevil. So Ben Affleck was one of the few good things about this film. The story was all over the place. Now, I'll say spoiler alert now, so if you haven't seen the film, then you should have seen it by now, because it's been and gone. So, spoiler alert, I'm telling you now that I'm going to talk about things that are in the film. So in the film, the whole conflict is about Batman's opinions on Superman, because in Man of Steel, buildings are brought down, and one of the buildings that are brought down that we learn in this new one, Superman vs. Batman, is one of the Wayne buildings are brought down and people are killed, and it's like society and everybody is asking themselves, well, is Superman a god, and should one man have as much power as he's got? So, everybody's examining the fact. Batman wants to kind of, I wouldn't say bring him down, but, bring him into line. And Batman believes that he's the only one who can truly bring, Superman into line, because he needs to be brought into line. A fair storyline at best. Because, in my opinion, and in most of my friends and family's opinion, Superman and Batman would never fight. It's a ridiculous fight, because they wouldn't. They're fighting for the same cause. They're fighting for a just cause, really, which is, hence, the Justice League. They are part of the Justice League, so they're fighting for truth and justice and the American way, so it would be ridiculous to see them fight. And the fight scenes in the film are dramatic, but ridiculous in the fact that they fight for a short while, and then when Batman finds out that their mums have exactly the same name, Martha, they suddenly become friends, and then Batman is, stepping in alongside Superman, which is ridiculous. I mean, half the time, Batman, I thought it was stupid. Batman, obviously he builds equipment, and he has an arrow with a kryptonite tip, and obviously, he wants to use this to obviously obscure Superman, and obviously, put him out of action. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. Yeah, put him out of action. Now, You know, that's just ridiculous. You know, that he would ever, do something like that and kill somebody. Why would you kill Superman? Superman is ultimate good. And to be honest, a lot of the film, well, most of the film is spent setting up this. You know, is Superman a god? You know, can one man have the power that he's got? And, you know, what should be done in order to keep him in line, kind of thing. Rubbish. It was a rubbish storyline. And then alongside that, you've got this ridiculous business with Superman and Lois Lane. And Lois Lane is an idiot through the whole film. She's an idiot. And it got to the point, you know, I'll leave out a lot of the spoilers apart from the fact that Lex Luthor's an idiot as well. But there's a bit in the film that annoys me. And this bit annoys me when Lois Lane calls Superman Clark whilst he's in his suit. Now that is ridiculous, because the whole idea is Clark Kent and Clark Kent is Superman's alter ego. So if Superman is in his suit, Lois Lane would have to refer to him as Superman. But she referred to him as Clark more than once whilst he was in, his Superman suit, which I just thought, well, this is just getting beyond ridiculous. So the film generally was too long. It was too long. Ben Affleck was great as Batman. Ben Affleck was great as Batman, and he was probably the most enjoyable thing. There was a brief appearance by Wonder Woman setting up her film, which I think her film comes out in 2017, and the actress who played Wonder Woman is was all right, but But then there's a fight at the end where you get them all. So you have Wonder Woman and you have Batman and you have Superman, and they're all, fighting, against, obviously Lex Luthor. They're all fighting against, they're all fighting together against evil, basically. But it's rubbish, and it was a terrible, terrible film. And there's a rubbish bit in it where Superman is killed. People think that Superman and Clark Kent have been killed. And then, after he's killed and after the funeral, Superman's mum, aunt, was it his aunt or his mum? Anyway, his mum. Yeah, presents Lois Lane with an engagement ring. And I'm thinking, why would you present her with an engagement ring then? The guy's dead. Why would you give her an engagement ring? But the problem is, that gives away the fact that Superman isn't dead. Because Lois takes the ring and she wears the ring, and then there's a shot at the end of obviously dust lifting, dust sifting and lifting off, Superman's casket. It was rubbish, absolutely rubbish. So I didn't enjoy that film. I don't know many people who actually properly enjoyed that film as much as they should have enjoyed it. It should have been much better. And it was clunky, and it took ages for the setup. When Batman and Superman finally fought, as I said, they made friends in about 5 minutes, which was a bit ridiculous. And then you kind of ask the question, why the hell did you fight anyway? Surely, Bruce Wayne would have found out, Clark Kent's backstory, or what his parentage was, what his mum's name was, what his dad's name was. You could have found out that things without suiting up and then trying to create a kryptonite arrow and going through that rubbish just so you can both fight together as the Justice League at the end of the film anyway. Not a good film. Now we turn to Captain America Civil War. That was the complete opposite. A brilliant, brilliant film. I don't know whether it's the fact that Marvel have been going for longer, therefore they've had time to construct a tight, brilliantly constructed narrative. I mean, it's just brilliant. I mean, obviously you've got appearances from all the main dudes. Now I say all the main dudes, there was no Hulk and there was no Thor, but Iron Man is in there, and Robert Downey Jr. he's in a league of his own, that man. He's in a league of his own. Brilliant, brilliant performance by Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's the new Spider-Man, and he is just brilliant. He makes you laugh out loud, and you're with him, you're with him as Peter, and you're with him, when he suits up as Spider-Man. wonderful. It's a great film. It's an action-packed film. It's only just come out, so I'm not going to say anything, you know, in a spoiler sense about it, because it's only really just come out. Well, I say it's just come out. It's been out for a few weeks and it's just left the cinemas. It's just, I think it's in its last week here in the UK, you know, before it leaves the cinemas. So I won't say anything about that, apart from the fact that it was thoroughly brilliant. Well, yeah, it was thoroughly brilliant. It was too long, though. But I have a problem with films being too long now. Most films are too long. This film was about, I don't know, 2 hours and 30 minutes, which, to be honest, really, to expect anybody to sit through 2 hours. But I think ever since Lord of the Rings and all these long films now, everything has to put up to 2 hours plus, 2 hours 25, 2.5 hours. The Force Awakens was a similar length. So they all think now that you've got to put up 2 to 2.5 hours now with a major movie. So Captain America Civil War was very, very good indeed. Great performances, as I said, from Robert Downey Jr., Tom Holland, and is it Chris Evans who plays Captain America? I think it might be. And, you know, absolutely fantastic. No Nick Fury, though. No Nick Fury, which is a shame, because we would like to have seen Samuel L. Jackson, you know, doing his thing. But the film was, you know, you really came out feeling as if you'd spent good money and you'd got your money's worth in that film, whereas you didn't with Superman vs. Batman. Well, it's great to be back again, and hopefully I'm going to start pumping out the videos along with trying to start this business on the side. I was hoping that I was going to try and get somebody else to do the hard-ass videos, but I couldn't get them to do the hard-ass videos. So it's now down to me. And leave your comments below and subscribe to my channel. I've got to try and boost my channel. You know, I need more subscribers like yourselves. If you're a film buff, subscribe. If you watch the occasional film, subscribe. If you love just commenting about films and actors and celebs and books, I do books as well. Haven't done books for a while though. I think the last one, which you can find on my channel, is my 50 Shades of Grey rant. but it's wonderful to be back again, and I'll speak to you all soon. So this is Jeff Cummings signing off. This was Hard Ass Reviews, and you all take it easy.